Oh, good morning, everyone. Welcome to class. Hopefully you're having a beautiful morning to start, and this is only going to enhance your morning and make it more fructiferous in your own being, in your own self. Good. So finding your comfortable seat for just a moment, making sure that your spine is erect and your body can relax. You notice I put 2 blocks underneath my legs just to make sure that they were totally relaxed this morning. And let's bring the hands into the heart, Anjali Mudra. Maybe bow the head a little and just bring yourself inside. Noticing your breath without changing it, just noticing. Relaxing your shoulders, your jaw, your belly. Bringing yourself fully present into these ana maya koshas, these bodies, these physical representations of ourselves. With gratitude, we salute all the great yoga masters, past and present, a special prayer of thanksgiving for Baba Hari Das. With joy, we recognize the excellent wisdom teachings of yoga, and with vigor, we dedicate ourselves to self-transforming practice. Ask yourself, what do I need today, for self-transformation? Noticing the things that pop into your mind, prioritize, and then make a positive sentence as if it were already happening. I am kind, I am patient, I am loving, whatever it may be. Repeating it 3 times, and then tucking it away into your heart space to bring back at the end of class. We'll chant 1 Om together. I have on noise removal, so my voice will cut out. So just doing your best and fully joining in. Exhaling the breath out with an inhale to chant. Om. Noticing resonating in your body. And then gently just releasing the hands to the legs. Opening your eyes if you haven't already opened them. Good. And for just a moment, take just your head. So not your shoulders, nothing else is moving, just your head. Take your face and look over to the left side. Just looking to the left. Notice what's in your vision. And then bring your face back to the center. And then now let's look over to the right. Notice what's in your vision. And then back to the center. Good. And then bring your arms out to the side and take a nice big yawn. Hold on to your right wrist and just lean a little over to the left. Just a nice yawn. So feeling the right side open, the left side compress a little. Good. And then come up to the center and just take your arms down. Stretch your arms, stretch your fingertips, maybe wiggle your fingertips and relax. Good. And then arms up again. This time we're going to hold onto our left wrist and lean a little over to the right. Just a nice big yawn to the left side of the body. Opening, right side a little compressed. Good. And then come back up to center and just reach the arms down. Stretch through the fingers, arms all the way down. Good. And this time we're going to inhale, lift and twist a little bit over to the left. Breathing once you get there, just staying there for a moment. Just looking out to the left. And then on your next exhale, come back to center. Good. And then we're going to inhale and feel ourselves lift and stretch as we twist to the right. Just gazing out to the right side, keeping your chin relatively over your sternum. Good. And then come back into the center. Excellent. And then both arms up again. Just reaching up to the ceiling for a second. And then feel your sit bone. So I want you to move from one sit bone to the next as you kind of climb a little imaginary ladder. One arm reaching up, one sit bone reaching. Good. And then arms coming down, and they're going to go behind you this time. They're going to interlace your fingers there and squeeze the arms toward one another. And then relax, hold onto your hands, keep your hands, and just relax your shoulders. So just relaxing the shoulders for a moment, holding onto your hands. Good. And then from right here, still holding onto your hands with arms relaxed, you're going to take your chin and move it out to the left. And this time, just see what's in your vision. And then bring it back to the center. And then we're going to go out to the right. And just see what's in your vision. And bring it back to the center. Good. And then we're going to release the arms and take them back overhead. So just release the arms back overhead for a moment. Good. And then we're going to tilt the whole body a little over to the left and then let the left arm reach down. And so find that long line of energy from your tailbone up through the crown of the head. Good. Just for a moment right there. Excellent. And then you're going to open your heart and your chest just to look up toward the ceiling for a moment. Just opening the heart, opening the chest. And then come back into neutral. Good. And then you're going to look down toward the floor for a moment. And come back into neutral. One more time, looking up, opening the whole body, press into your hand on the floor. Let that fully support you. Coming back into the center. Good. And one more time, looking down at the floor. And coming back into the center. Good. And then bend your left elbow a little and give a little momentum to your body and then press up. The other arm reaching up. Good. And then we're going to tilt over to the right. And then the right arm is going to come down. So looking for that long line of energy from your left tailbone through the tips of your fingers. Good. And then we're going to open rib cage and sternum and heart, opening up. Press into your hand on the floor. And then coming back into the center and looking down. Good. And coming back into the center. And this time looking up. Really feel yourself open. Back into the center. And then looking down. Reach out through the fingertips. And back into the center. Good. And then a little momentum with your right elbow. And press up. Good. Both arms up. And then again, taking your hands back behind you, interlace the fingers. Initially, just squeeze your heart and your chest open. Good. And then relax the shoulders completely, still holding onto your hands. So the shoulders are back a little out of the way. Good. And then again, looking over to the left, just seeing what you see. Coming back into the center. And then looking over to the right. And back into the center. Good. And then just release your arms for a moment and shake out your fingers. Good. So I'm hoping that every time we did that rotation at the end where you were rotating just your head, you were seeing more mobility in your cervical spine, more opening in the top of the neck and the whole neck itself. Now we're going to go up onto all fours. You may want a blanket or a pillow. I have a double mat, but something that just keeps your knees comfortable, or just double your mat in the middle for a moment so your knees stay nice and even and padded. Good. Okay. Excellent. So we're going to just do cat pose first, Vita lesson. So we're going to, but notice my feet are pressing the tops of the feet toward the floor. If your whole foot doesn't touch, it doesn't matter. The intention is the top of the foot toward the floor while we're in neutral. And also pressing into the top of the foot on the floor as we begin to gaze up. So tucking the tailbone toward the back of the head, back of the head toward the tailbone. And then turn the feet under. We're going to go in the opposite direction. Pull the belly toward the spine, up, up, up. Tuck the chin into the chest, get round. For a moment, you're just breathing however you breathe. We'll coordinate the breath with the movement in a moment. Good, and then lay the feet out, come back in the opposite direction. Just seeing how this feels on your body this morning. And then curl the toes under and cat tilt in the other direction. Good. And then come through neutral for just a moment. Let's go ahead and lay our feet out. Great. So for here, for just a moment, we're going to just barely clean, and I mean barely clean the inside of a peanut butter sugar. You wouldn't want this person working for you in your kitchen. So I don't want you to just scrub it. I want you to just barely clean it. So we're going in a circle, cleaning the inside of a barrel or the inside of a jar. And then let's go in the opposite direction, just cleaning the inside. Use your belly, use your shoulders. Nice, slow cleaning. We haven't really gotten it all. The sides may look good, but the bottom is not quite so efficiently cleaned. And then come into neutral. And then we're going to go back into that same tilt, but this time we're going to use our breath, okay? So we're going to exhale as we curl the toes under and press up toward the ceiling, cat tilt. Other cat tilt, lay the feet out and come in the opposite direction. So you're going to follow your breath, your exhale, and your inhale. Moving only with your breath. So you may be quicker, you may be slower than me. Keep your rhythm. Two more. And then pause and wait in table. Go ahead. Excellent. Okay. So now we're going to thread the needle. And keeping in mind everything that we did earlier with our cervical spine. So just thinking of that. And those of you who feel like you don't have a lot of flexibility in your neck, it's good to have a block here so that you can actually put your head right on the block. Okay. So just think about that for a moment if you'd like a block in front of you. So I'm going to open up to the right, just opening for a moment. Good, pressing into my left hand, keeping your feet and your knees and your legs stable, and then thread the needle underneath your left arm, and I'm going to lay my head on the block. Good. So we're just going to stay right here for a moment. Nothing else. Press into your legs, press into your feet. Notice how we've moved into our thoracic area. Good. And then come up and open again out to the right. Good. And just plant that arm, plant that hand. Good. And now, with our left arm up, press into the feet evenly. That's where we'll usually find ourselves cattywampus. I love that word. Now press and thread the needle right under. You can always lay your head on the block. You can also put it on the floor. We're staying just right here. Press into your left leg. It wants to always lift up. Press into the left leg. And then draw your arm back, press into the hand, come back up. Good. And then come back into neutral. Good. And then bring yourself back. And I happen to have a block. We're going to sit for a moment in Vajrasana. So knees and legs are in front of each other. Good. Okay. And put your hands right around your rib cage, just placing your hands gently around your rib cage. So just thinking about it, showing your belly button is going to stay toward me or toward wherever the front of you is right now. And then you're just going to twist in the thoracic. Come away from the wall. My elbow just hit. Okay. So we're here and we're going to inhale, lift and twist toward the left. Exhale, return. Inhale, lift and twist toward the left. Exhale, return. Good. One more time. Inhale, lift and twist toward the left. Exhale, return. Good. Now let's take it over to the right side. Inhale, lift, twist. Exhale, return. Inhale, lift and twist. Exhale, return. Inhale, lift and twist. Exhale, return. Good. Okay. And now just sitting nice and tall for just a moment. Relax your arms. Arms are soft. Everything's soft. Good. And then one more time, looking out to the left. See how far you can see. Coming back into the center. And looking out to the right. And back into the center. Good. Okay, we're going to come up onto all fours for just a brief moment. Just hands on the floor. We're going to rock ourselves back. We're going to come through a chair pose, right? So we're going to rock ourselves back onto our feet, off of our knees. Good. And just begin slowly to come up just like that, up, hands and feet are on the floor. And then rock your heels back, poke your bottom out, and rest your elbows on your knees. Good. Okay. And then pretend there's really a chair there. So lower your bottom a little bit. And then lift it. And then lower your bottom a little bit. And lift it. And lower your bottom. And lift it. Good. One more time. Lower your bottom. And this time, instead of lifting, just place your hands above your knees. Begin to press up with your spine. Good. Just looking forward. And then all the way up. Good. Right. All righty. So now facing front. Good. Finding our Tadasana. So making sure that your heels are behind your second, third toe crease. And I know sometimes that sounds so particular, but I can tell you after lots of physical therapy for my hip back in the day, that one of the things that I was doing that I find most of the students are doing is a little bit of external rotation, which will ruin your hip or your knee. So pulling those heels back behind your second, third toe crease really increases the possibility that you have healthy knees and healthy hips. Okay, starting that when you're young. Okay, so nice, comfortable Tadasana. Get soft for a second. Good. And we're just going to shift our weight over to the right side. Bend your left knee. Just shift it and just lift the leg gently. And then slowly lower the leg. Good. And then very gently. So you can find something in my room here to gaze at that's not me, because I might move. So shift our weight over to the other side. And then gently lifting the right leg. Just balancing for a moment. And then lower. Good. Okay. And then feeling how that really was with your hips and your legs and your balance, right? You're welcome to have a chair here, like if I needed a chair or even a wall behind me. Sometimes just knowing you have a wall behind you, you might not need it when you do a tree pose, but if you did, you could always, oh, plant my hands on the wall. Okay, so if you'd like that, just make sure that you're comfortable. Okay. And then again, we're going to shift our weight over to the right side and bend our left knee. So as we do this tree pose, we're going to do it in 3 stages. Our first stage is going to be externally rotating the left hip, placing the foot on the floor. Good. So this is our first tree. We have the foot on the floor, okay? Arms are going to lift and reach. Good. Face the palms toward one another and maybe let them touch gently above your head. Good. Belly's lifted, pelvic floor is lifted. Beautiful. Excellent. And then a little challenge to yourself with the foot on the floor. Slowly take your gaze toward the ceiling, but slowly walk it up in front of you, walk it up the ceiling until you can maybe see your hands. And then bring it back, walk the ceiling, down the wall, and back to the computer. Good. And then release your arms. And just notice what had to support you there. Okay. And then we're going to lift the leg, bring it back, and release it. You might notice I always have to look. Sometimes I'll think if I don't look, I've released it in the right place, and it's totally cattywampus. So just looking. All right. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Shift our weight over onto the left side. Peel up the right heel. Good. And then we're going to externally rotate and plant the right leg. Good. Let your hips go. Keep your hips front and center. Just the leg is in rotation. Good. And then arms are going to slowly climb up. Right about here, from the shoulders, not just the forearms. Rotate the arms. Good. Palms to touch. Your elbows can bend slightly. Beautiful. Could you bend your elbows a little bit? Just a tiny bit. Good. That's beautiful. Just to not disappear the neck completely. Good. And then let's do our challenge. So look out at the wall right above your computer, and then begin to take your gaze up the wall, up the ceiling, and up toward your hand. And then bring it back slowly. Ceiling, wall, until you get back to the screen. Good. Okay. And then just taking your arms down, nice and resting there, just seeing all of the muscles that were involved in helping you do that. And then bring the leg front back and center and release it. Okay, we're going to go to second stage. 3. So if you want a chair, I'll bring one close just in case. Okay, so if you'd like something to have beside you, because we're going to actually place the leg somewhere. So you're welcome to have something or not. Just wherever you are today is perfect. Okay. So we're going to start again with bending putting our weight over on our left side. Good. And this time just raising the knee hip height. So raising your right knee hip height. Good. And then not letting your body travel as you open your leg and then place it. Good. Nowadays, some of the pants are so slick, our feet want to move, but doing your best to stay stable. Good. And then let's take our right arm out to the side, just taking it out to the side. And from here, from the shoulder, we're going to open the arm all the way and then up and then coming into the heart. So just right into the heart. Beautiful. And then let's take our arm and reach down and grab the ankle. And then bring it back front and center, nice and gently. And then release it. Good. And let's do the other side. So shifting the weight over to the right. Begin to bend your left knee. Bring it out to hip height. Good. Then we're going to externally rotate. And then bringing the foot in and place it. Good. Wherever you place it, let it be a comfortable place. And then arm coming out, opening from the shoulder, all the way from the shoulder. And then up. And then hand into the heart. Just breathing. And then reach down, grab your leg. Good. Bring it back, front and center. And then release it. Good. And just walk it out for a second. Okay. And then we're going to do one more tree. I'm going to come back to this side. Okay. It's just a little bit more for opening our hip. It's like the figure four, but standing. Okay. So we can always use the opposite arm. So shifting our weight over to the left side, bringing your weight all the way to the left. Good. Lifting the right leg. And reach down and grab your ankle. Good. So this time, instead of placed there, it's placed here. You're welcome to just hold it like that. Just actually hold it. The other way is just also reaching up with your arm. The leg is in rotation. Good. Breathing. Yeah, you're welcome to take both arms up. This is my bad hip. And then hand back to the ankle. Bring it up and out just for a moment. Reach, press down through your standing leg and then release it. Okay, over to the other side. Good. So shifting your weight, just shift the weight over into the right side. Bring your left leg up, find your ankle, and just holding the leg in front. So holding it here, or taking the ankle and pressing into the thigh, thigh into ankle, and raising the arm. Good. And you can raise both arms. You can all see the figure four in this hip opening. And then slowly take your hand to your wrist, bring the leg back, make sure it's comfortable, and then plant it. Good. And then today I want to do one shoulder work, and then we're going to go down to the floor. But I want us to first work a little bit on our shoulders. And yes, you can see me here. Move this out of my way. So you're going to find a spot on your wall where you can stretch your arms out. Well, maybe watch for a second. You're good. You're all going to a wall, but I don't want to lose you. So I'm going to I'm going to do it from here for a second. Here's my imaginary wall, right? And the wall is here, and I'm in a long line, because what we're going to do is take our plank toward the wall. But what we're not going to do is anything of taking a face. So watch for just a second. This painting is not very helpful. Maybe I'll do it all the way on the painting. Okay. Fingerprints on the painting. Okay, so my elbows are going to go down, not to the side, but notice that I've got my body in a line. So I didn't go back here, right? And I didn't go close. My elbows are not bent. So my elbows are straight, and I'm here. So watch as I bend my elbows down, head toward the wall, and come back. So it's a wall push-up, but the elbows are going down, not to the side. Okay, so find your wall, wherever it may be. Good. Excellent. And I'm going to walk a little bit closer to the wall, just a little bit closer to the wall. Vithi, you looks perfect from here, and the rest are off screen, which is fine. Okay, so now you're tall, and then you're going to actually, from the tallness, bend the elbows, keep the plank. You're going to feel it first in your calves. So coming toward the wall, but you're not going to move your neck. You're not going to round your shoulders. You're going to stay in plank. We're going to go for 10 or 12. Your triceps may feel it tomorrow. If you could do this every day for, let's say, 2 weeks, every day, just find a wall, maybe in your kitchen while you're making a cup of chai, just extending and going toward the wall, then you would have strong triceps, and chaturanga would no longer be such an effort. Okay. And then I'm going to relax and find my Tadasana. You'll see the triceps on the back of your arm, get that work, okay? And then the stability in your shoulder girdle is what's really important, okay? Good. So let's head back down toward the floor for a moment, because I want to do some work on strengthening our basic core part of our body, okay? So we're going to go back through chair. So initially, I'm just going to bend down and put my elbows where we started, right over my knees. The same thing we did. We're going to straighten a little and bend a little and straighten a little. Don't straighten them all the way, and bend a little. Us hyperextenders would like to just pop those knees up there. Resist the temptation. Good. And then let's take the hands to the floor. Walk your hands forward, bring your heels up, and come into a slight squat. Just a nice little squat. Good. And then walk your arms back slowly and find a comfortable seat. Good. Okay, so we're gonna work a little on strengthening the center of our body, the core part of our body that really we rely on for strength in so many ways. And I'm going to show you one full round. So this is how we're going to be in a moment. And I want you to be as relaxed My hands are going to go behind my neck, and I want you to be as relaxed as you possibly can in this position right here, okay? So you're relaxed here, and then we're going to extend the leg, elbow toward the knee, and then come back. And that's an exhale. And then our inhale is just coming right back into a relaxed position, like a dead bug. And then other side and relax. Okay. So we're going to do 11 is such a great number, but that would mean 22. So let's do 8, which will mean 16. Okay. So find yourself lying down on the floor with your knees gently bent and your hands underneath your neck. And just relax there for a moment. Just totally relax. So we're going to do 8 sets, which means we'll do it 16 times total, once on each side for 8 sets. Okay? So nice and soft body for a moment. Find your breath. Good. Take a nice inhale right where you are. And exhale. Right leg extends, right elbow to left knee. Inhale, return. Exhale, left leg extends, left elbow to right knee, and return. Exhale, right knee. Exhale, elbow to right knee. Sorry, I meant right knee extending. Okay. Just extending one leg, elbow to opposite knee, coming back. Halfway there. Maybe slow it down a little. I may have lost count. I think this is my last one, my last set. And then just resting with your knees bent, your hands still behind your neck. Good. And then we're going to take our feet up toward the ceiling, a slight bend in your knees. Feet are just headed up toward the ceiling. And then flex your feet and extend your legs. So now your legs are extended. Good. And then bring your hands to namaskar at the chest. Let your legs spread a little bit. And this we're just going to do 6. Okay. All we're going to do is take an inhale right here and exhale, reach through our legs and inhale back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excellent. And then draw your legs back together. Bend your knees. Put your feet on the floor and just relax for a moment. So just feet on the floor, relax your arms along the floor, everything along the floor. Good. And then lift your hips a little. We're going to shift them over to the left side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inches, set them down. And then draw your knees in, feet off the floor. Take your thighs away as if you were seated in a chair. So find yourself in a right angle with your legs. And then head over with your legs to the side. Good. So just a little bit of a twist. And then gently bring our top knee up, left knee will follow. Coming up slowly. Put your feet on the floor and shift your hips back to the center. Get nice and comfy again. And then lifting your hips up, shift them over to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 inches. Set them down. Draw your knees up. And then draw your shins away to make a right angle. And then drop them over to the opposite side. So twisting on the other side. And then draw your top knee up. The bottom leg will follow. Come back. Place your feet on the floor. Straighten yourself out. Walk your hips back. Walk your feet back. Walk your legs back. And then for just a moment, just lifting. If you're on your menstrual cycle or have glaucoma, come right on back down. And if you don't, if you're inverting, then you can stay there for 5 breaths. But if you have any reason to not invert, just come back down to neutral. Be right there for a moment and extend your legs out. So everybody else is still in that little bridge modification. Okay, everybody else is extending your legs out, anyone who's not inverting. And then flex your feet in plantar flexion, so really point the toes. Good. Feel your low back curve grow. And then everybody slowly coming down from, if you were up, coming down, everybody beginning to relax and looking for your gentle shavasana. If you can become a starfish instead of being caught on your mat, just letting everything relax. Relax your jaw. Your belly is soft. Your limbs are heavy. Gently and slowly bringing your awareness into the breath. Just noticing the rise and the fall of your belly or your chest. Beginning to wiggle the fingers and twinkle the toes. Wiggle your nose. Open your mouth wide as if you were yawning. Snap, crack, pop to the ears. Letting your eyes begin to squeeze shut and open. Squeeze shut and open. Squeeze shut and open. Just thinking about all of our incoming sensory perception. Maybe taking a nice big overhead stretch. Point your toes and get long. And then gently bend your knees. Put your feet on the floor. Take your hips off and shake them. Give them a little shake. Place them back down. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Just be there for a moment. And then put your feet on the floor. Take your hips up and shift them over to the side. The opposite side you want your knees to go to roll over. And then rolling over to one side. Pausing for just a moment in embryo pose. New possibilities. And then taking the hand of your upper arm, place it on the floor in front of your face. Begin to press up slowly. Your head's the last thing to come. Keep your chin soft. And then all the way up and just let your head be on the top of your. Finding again our comfortable seat. So a very gentle pranayama practice this morning. A very gentle practice for just a few moments. So finding your belly breath, take a couple of abdominal breaths, and then a couple of chest breaths. And then we're going to move into what we call the yogic breath. So it starts in the belly, and then it grows into the chest. Okay, so the same inhale, belly and chest. And then one slow, soft, smooth exhalation. So nice and tall. Let's do 3 or 4 belly breaths first. Belly breath. Exhale, belly to spine. Draw the belly back to the spine, and then soften the belly so the breath can expand there. Exhale, belly to spine. Not a long breath, like half a breath. And again. Exhaling belly to spine, inhale into the belly. The diaphragm is dropping and pushing the organs out of the way. The breath is really in your lungs. We're just saying, inhale into the belly. And then let's switch into the chest. So draw your belly to your spine with an exhale and inhale into the chest region, the whole barrel of the chest all the way around. And then exhale. So the belly stays stable during our chest breath. And then let's combine those two movements. So exhaling belly to spine. Release your belly, breath starts there. Draw that same inhale up into the chest, all the way around. Pause, and then a slow, gentle, soft exhalation. So a few yogic breaths. Draw the belly to the spine at the bottom of the exhale. Then release the belly to start the inhale. As the breath moves into the chest, the belly comes in naturally. Top of the inhale, a pause, and then slowly, gently exhaling out. At the bottom of the exhale, a little tug to the belly so that you release it completely for an inhale. Take one more full yogic breath before sliding into our meditation. In our meditative breath, there's soft and shallowness. Nothing is constrained, nothing is controlled. Letting the universe breathe you. Not even thinking about the breath for a moment. Just being breathed. If you have an object of concentration, bring it to mind. And if you don't have one yet, just saying to yourself over and over, I am love. I am love. I am. As the mind starts to wander, which it will do, bring it back gently and slowly to your object with love and kindness. I am love. I am love. Gently releasing the object of concentration and just noticing what thoughts pop into your mind. Bringing the hands into the heart, Anjali Mudra. Any merit we may have earned this morning, we lift it up to the welfare of all sentient beings. Remembering your intention, your sankalpa, and repeating it to yourself again 3 times as if it were already happening. And then any other prayers or offerings that you might want to make, prayers for someone or something that you're working on, or someone who needs a little extra help, bringing that to mind. And then symbolically letting all of these thoughts drop down from your mind down into your heart space, and from your heart space into the palms of your hands, and lift it up and just let it go, just off into the universe. Bringing the hands gently back into the heart. Hari Om Tat Sat. Namaste.